How many holiday drinks are we gonna drink?
Princess the Berry here today. We're hanging out at EPCOT for
Festival of the Holidays.
Yes, it's time to drink up all the holiday beverages that we can handle here around World Showcase and EPCOT proper. Remember, she's vegan. I'm not. Get your sippy cups ready.
It's time to foodie and chill. This is the Gingerbread Ale. Cheers. I may not be able to eat a Spaceship Earth gingerbread, but I can certainly drink one. I will give it 4 out of 5 gingerbreads. It is very nice. It's subtle on the gingerbread, so not too like snappy, but it's nice.
So we have the Ivanhoe Brewing Gingerbread White beer. It is a beautiful looking color, a little gradient, nice see-through, little bubbles going through it. Before I drink this beer, I'm gonna go ahead and give a semi-controversial hot take. CommuniCore is fine. Perfectly fine. I know we've all made jokes, I've made jokes about how empty it is, how weird a space it is, but as a flex space, honestly, it kind of works. They got trees in here, they're playing music that's reminiscent of Spaceship Earth, but like in the Christmas style. The lights are all Spaceship Earth color. I don't really have a problem with it. It worked in space. They decorated all the tables with like these vinyl skins. Given that before this we had the Interventions East and West, and honestly they were just the same hallway with the same tables all the time, very little theming. CommuniCore Hall is an upgrade, and that's my hot take. Off my soapbox, back to the beer. You know? It's given gingerbread. And I don't really know how else to explain this. It tastes white. I don't mean that in any offensive way. Not that I could be offensive against the color white, but it tastes like white gingerbread, honestly. It's very sippable, very crisp, but not harsh. You Bud Light drinkers, you might love this. I would give it 3.75 out of 5 watts.
This is a gingerbread coffee porter. I am not looking forward to this one, but it's vegan, so here we go. Wow. I don't taste any gingerbread. I only taste coffee. And if you are a coffee drinker, you're gonna love this beer. If you're not a coffee drinker, you might want to stay away. It's very nice, but it's of the Covfefe. I would give it 4 out of 5 porters.
Next up, we have a gingerbread coffee porter or a stout? One of those. Porter? Porter. It looks like one. It's dark. There's a lot of dark beers at this festival. It's not unusual for most of the festivals to be beer heavy, but Festival Holidays this year, I don't know what it is. It's like beer, maybe a cider, almost no cocktails, which is kind of strange for EPCOT. Maybe they're trying to tell us something. You know? I get a hint of gingerbread. It is definitely more coffee than it's gingerbread. They actually, right now, I believe they have a Joffrey's gingerbread coffee for sale at Springs.
Princess Gingerbread.
Princess Gingerbread. I haven't had it yet, even though we did mail some to some family. I think that if you like this, you'd like that coffee, if you're a coffee person. I give it 3.5 out of 5 points.
So we have a Keel Farms Pecan beer. I'm excited to try this one. Whoa. This is gonna trigger Bear because he has an issue with pecans. But for me, this is amazing. I kind of wish I had like a big version of this. This is like pecan pie, like caramelized pecans liquefied. I love this. This is a 4.5 out of 5 pecans. Get your pecan on if you like the pecan.
Keel Farms. I love Keel Farms. They're just south of Orlando, just the other side of Lakeland. It's where we go to, like, Sir Henry's Haunted Trail is out there. And they also have this brewery, Keel Farms, and they do a lot of ciders and beers. Now, pecan, the reason I'm going on this, I'm stalling. I don't like pecans. I am haunted by pecans. We had 2 pecan trees in my backyard as a child, and every year around this holiday time, my mother would make me go out and pick them. We would have anywhere from like 15 to 30 pies in the house she'd make for people at work and everything else. The smell. Ugh. I'm not looking forward to drinking this, but I do this so you don't have to. Yep. That's a pecan beer, all right? I'm glad that I have friends and the princess. If I give you any tip that you listen to here when you come to festivals, the best thing about the festivals and the booths is the flights. Especially if you don't want to commit to any one beer. You split a flight with friends, try them out, and then commit to the one you like. I am extra glad and thankful, Thanksgiving just passed, I am thankful that I don't have to drink that, because that's gross. 2 out of 5 paws with a heavy bias from somebody that does not like pecans. Ugh.
Pistachio Brown Nut Ale. Cheers to this pistachio. It almost tastes like cranberry sauce. It's very sweet. That is not what I expected it to be. I thought it was going to be more savory and hoppy. It is not. I will give it a 3 out of 5 pistachio.
Here we have the Point Snow Pilot Pistachio Nut Brown Ale. So is that double the nut? Or are you using the nut to describe the pistachio?
Are you nutting on your nut?
It's double nut. Either way, I guess we're doubling down on this beverage. I don't know how else to describe this one, but to say that it tastes like Christmas. All the feels, all the flavors, it just tastes like Christmas in a cup. This one, I'm not mad about. Best of all, it completely erases the flavor of pecan from my taste buds, and I'm glad for that. This is actually pretty crisp and wonderful. I give this 3.75 out of 5 claws. Last up in this tasty little flight, we have the Southern Tier Brewing. Yes, I'm cheating. Look at the paper. Don't judge me. Tiramisu Imperial Stout. This is not vegan, so none for the princess. And I feel like she's hated basically every stout that we've gotten so far anyway, so I really don't feel like she's that sad. And I think this is actually the second tiramisu drink they have here at EPCOT this year.
Creme brulee was the last one.
Oh, creme brulee was the other one. A lot of like dessert flavored beers. I don't know if I consider tiramisu or creme brulee Christmas. They're just desserts. But maybe you guys feel different. What is your favorite Christmas dessert? And please don't say marshmallow delight or ambrosia. I will judge you a little bit. Oh, that's good. I like that. I would take a picture of this. Open the mouth, very marshmallowy, very like, roasty, a little bit of nutty. That is fantastic. In my Doctor Who voice. 4.5 out of 5 plus.
A returning friend, the cider. Cheers to having another cider. Nice little warm drink when it's cold out, but in normal Florida temps, nobody's ordering this. Spiced and tasty. I love this that they have this as a non-alcoholic version, but they should do an alcoholic one too, so you have the choice. I think more beverages around these festivals should have a non-alcoholic and alcoholic choice so that anybody that's drinking it can choose. I don't think it's right to just have mixed drinks. It's not fair. Non-alcoholic people want to drink too, and they have beautiful drinks like this. I give it a 4.5 out of 5 ciders. This is Holiday in a Cup.
I'm in the book for this one. Normally, we try to like read and like remember the stuff. There's a lot of stuff in this drink. This is the Ponche Navideño Christmas punch with apples, pears, guava, orange, dried hibiscus, brown sugar, tamarind, cinnamon sticks, and cloves. Served warm. Non-alcoholic, in quotes. Because non-alcoholics, there's a lot of you, do deserve some representation. We try to drink what we can for you guys. Honestly, the Prince is right. They need to do more here. They have the ability, and if you buy it, when you make it, the people will buy it. Nice and warm, nice and spicy. Ooh, lots of cinnamon. A cinnamon challenge, maybe? Ooh. I had to worry because there was so much stuff in here. That is quite refreshing. I feel nice and warm. The cinnamon is tempered by all the fruit, the apples, and everything else in there. It's like just a warm Christmas cider. And honestly, I've taken my hoodie off. It's a perfect temperature. I would give it 4.5 out of 5 claws. If you're looking for something here one of the cold nights while you're waiting for the fireworks, I say get this. This delicious looking dark boy here is the Left Hand Brewing Mexican Hot Chocolate Milk Stout. Should I be drinking this? Probably not. It's got milk in it, allegedly. It's in the name, so I assume it's in there. But I suffer, so you guys don't have to. So many dark beers this festival. I know I've said a lot, but honestly, there are a lot of dark beers this festival. Sound like a lot of these breweries are Delulu. I do not get Mexican hot chocolate from that. It is, it's a beer. It's got a flavor. It's not a bad flavor, but Mexican hot chocolate? I was expecting something more distinct. It is chocolatey. I don't know if I get Mexican hot chocolate from it though. Maybe you should just let her the hot part. Maybe we'll be more convinced. I would give it 3.5 out of 5 points. Another mouthful of a name. This is the Southern Tier Brewing Praline Chestnut Imperial Stout. That's a lot of words, people. If I'm going to be getting liquored up for the holidays, you're going to shorten these names a bit. You're going to be running them together by the end of the day. I already have a hard enough time slowing down when I speak. You aren't making it any easier for me. Ooh, that has got a punch to it. Not vegan, so none for the princess. But very like savory deep. It's a stout, but it doesn't have that bitterness in the back end, but it's still very strong. I would be curious of what the alcohol per volume is in this, because this is giving me like Kentucky bourbon barrel vibes as far as how strong it is. And honestly, I could probably have another. Maybe I should have gotten 12 ounces. 4 out of 5 claws.
Cocoa Porter. That's a lot of words to remember. Well, it does taste like hop cocoa, that's for sure. I just don't know if hop cocoa is something that I envision for my holidays. It does sound holiday, but in taste, it's a little nutty for me. Not that into it. I'm gonna give it 3 out of 5 hop cocos. It is kind of fun to say that though, hop cocoa.
Wicked Weed Brewing is doing some things here at the festival this year. This hop cocoa, not hot cocoa, but hop cocoa. Not really sure the difference is, but either way, it's a beer and we're gonna drink it. It's definitely got that porter punch to it. I'm getting cocoa. Whether I'm hopping, it's a whole different story. It's very much like on the bitter side of the beer, so bitter beers aren't for you. It may be one to avoid, but that's the whole point of getting like a flight of beers. You get to try things that are sometimes a little bit out of your palate range, expand your horizons, have a beverage, or 3 in this case. I would give this one 3.25 out of 5 claws.
Southern Tier Brewing 2 Christmas Ale, because 2 Christmases is what you do when you have a broken household. I mean, I had 2 Christmases every year. I actually had 4 Christmases every year, but that's beside the point. Cheers. Whoa. I guess that's what 2 Christmases taste like. Bitter and sweet at the same time. Bitter, sweet. I'll give it 3 out of 5, mostly for the bad joke.
I'm just going to go ahead and assume that if they're going to call this a 2X Christmas Ale, that it's just going to be 2 times the Christmassy as I proceed to make a mess. I do that a lot at these festivals. These cups are hard to pick up. You squeeze them too much and they just spill over the place. But I'm always afraid of like a Christmas ale because they usually tend to be very hoppy or make me taste like I'm drinking straight pine trees. Neither of which sounds like a whole lot of fun. But it's the holidays. And the holidays, we are grateful for the things that we have. Distilled pine needle and a very hoppy beer. Wow, that felt like somebody just jabbed pine needles on top of my palate, like top of my mouth. That is a strong one. Unless you are a beer drinker, you might not like this one. This is not really my jam. It's not the worst we've ever had, but I do not love it. 2.5 out of 5 points. Now, the last beer in this beer fight is the Duchat Brewing Jubilee. Yeah, I'm butchering these, but I'm trying here. Okay, give me easier names to pronounce or spell them phonetically on the card. Okay, I struggle. Hooked on phonics did work for me, but some of these beers make me feel like I'm tongue-tied, and I have a rather large tongue. Oh boy, so this was not vegan, none for the princess, all for me. These beers are all very bitter. Very bitter. You like your beers high on the bitterness value scale, then all these beers are for you. This one, it's a 2.75 out of 5 claws. We are going to struggle on this fight.
The last remnants of Halloween is here, so I guess we should say this is Halloween, this is Halloween, 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 Halloween. Keel Farms holding it down with the Jack Skellington pumpkin cider. It doesn't taste like pumpkin to me at all. It kind of just gives me apple cider vibes, and I'm not mad at it. I would drink this if I didn't get it for Bear. 4 out of 5 pumpkins.
I need to know who the pumpkin lobbyists are. Who is part of the pumpkin coalition? Because somehow pumpkin has infiltrated its way into the Americana, where it's straddling 3 holidays: Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas. And does it deserve 3 holidays? Does it though? It's pumpkin. Pumpkin is not that great. It's okay in certain situations, but I don't think it deserves a 3 holiday representation. But maybe you think different. I'm just over here wilding on camera because y'all keep watching, and that's just really what I do. How else am I supposed to make pumpkin interesting? I'm inoffensed. It's tasty, pumpkin sweetness without too much pumpkin punch, and it's cider. Given, it's probably better than Refreshment port deserves. I'd give it 3.75 out of 5 claws.
We haven't had a lot of vegan wines this festival, so I'm excited to try one that is, I don't know what color we're supposed to call this. Robitussin? Oh, that's bad. Oh, I don't like that. Oh, God. That's like drinking cranberry and vodka. Oh no, not my jam. It's like a 2 out of 5 wines. This is not making me feel fine at all. Ugh.
Trying to do the swirl, like a table swirl, but like in a cup. Get some Arrow. Wow. That smells like a cherry Jolly Rancher, not in the good way.
Yeah. That's actually where you start, like Mexico. You go that way. You want to go that way. You're going over.
Ugh. It's like stale cranberry sauce. I get it. It's like fermented cranberry wine. So I suppose a little bit of like stale or like off, it's not good. Clearly, I spit that out. It's a 0 out of 5 clause. Don't drink that. Don't do that yourself.
This is a maple cookie blonde ale, which I'm super excited about. Though I think I like blondes. Ales. It's very subtle. It has like almost like a Newcastle taste to it, but like a lighter version of that. Not mad at it at all. I probably would have gotten a 12 of it, but I was a little scared. We haven't had the best luck when it comes to drinks around this world festival of the holidays. Kind of like spending the holidays with your family, huh? 3 out of 5 beers.
There's a whole bunch of words that make up the name for this beverage that just sing in my mind of things that I love. I am a sucker for cookies, one, even though, you know, I struggle through this cookie trail, and I love maple. So putting that in a blonde ale in a cup and then allowing me to drink said things sounds like a recipe for amazingness, but we have had issues with beers this year. They're a mixed bag. Is this going to be the one that rises to the top? We shall see. Oh yes, now that is what I want out of a craft beer. I can use this as a cologne. It tastes so good. The maple is just enough to get a hint, but not like a super sweet beer. And the cookie, you get like a nice subtle cookie flavor to where like you get the flavor, but it's still a beer. Very drinkable, very crisp, not harsh. That's a 4.75 out of 5 claws. It's probably one of the best beers we've had so far. I approve.
The peanut butter banana porter. I thought maybe I was gonna like this one, but I'm also not a huge dark beer person. So let's see if Canada has something for me. Okay. It actually tastes more like a coffee than peanut butter banana. I think that's like the porter. It's got a very like oaky, nuttiness to it. It's just very full-bodied. I mean, you don't really describe beer as full-bodied, but anyway, it's definitely like a rich beer. I like it. I will give it 4 out of 5 quarters.
Peanut butter and banana. It's like one of my favorite snacks. Peanut butter, banana, and a tortilla. Don't judge me. I like my weird snacks. Before that, it was peanut butter and syrup. So
Ew.
maybe I'm part Canadian. I'm probably not. We've looked at my 23andMe. There's no Canadian there. A little bit of Inuit. No Canadian. Either way. Ooh, yes. I like the top. That very first taste is banana peanut butter, and the rest of it is all porter. You get like the whiff of peanut butter and banana while still enjoying the porterness of the porter. If you like porters, you're going to like this. Is Canada now the best place for beer? Maybe. You should come here for whiskey. But the beers are on point. I'd give that 4.25 out of 5 claws.
Cabernet Sauvignon, served chilled, which is interesting. Usually it's room temperature, but you know, I commit to my mistakes. And this is France, so they know how to properly chill wine. It's a little bitter for a cab. It has that like woody taste that I usually get when I drink a cab. Not my favorite cab that I've had here in France. This is a third-party stand, and the wines that they serve here at the booth are also available at Chef de France and or Monsieur Paul. I'd rather have the house wine that they serve at Chef de France than this. I would give it a 3 out of 5 wines. It makes me feel medium fine. It's not too bold. It's not a very bold cab, and when I get a cab, I expect like a pow of flavor.
Alrighty, I see I'm a blasphemer. I know that most reds are served room temperature. I am a weirdo. I'm calling myself weird in this case. I like my red wine cold. I have the option of chilling things. I prefer them chilled. That's just modern technology. I want my stuff cold. Probably more often than I should, but either way. Nice cab. Ooh, I like the way that smells. Oh yes. It's nice and oaky. It's like that like good side of like dry without being too dry. Very drinkable. Now I just need an IV bag and a stand. Walk around World Showcase, and I'll drink this for the rest of the day. 4 out of 5 claws.
The one vegan spirit cocktail that they have here in France is it's a little small, but that's fine. I feel like this would be nice for New Year's. That tastes like a chalky sweetheart. That is not my jam. That is not good. I give it a 2 out of 5 bubblies. I will not be drinking this on New Year's. I'm doing a lot of build up for New Year's, but you know what? There's no better place to go for New Year's Eve than EPCOT. I promise you. You'll see. You'll see in the future video.
Here we have a spiced cranberry punch. Now when you tell me punch, I'm assuming, because obviously probably too American for my own good, that you're going to have some sort of liquor in here, but it's actually a Remy Pole sparkling wine, cranberry juice, orange juice, and then it says a spiced brown sugar syrup, which, you know, us being who we are, we expecting it's going to be like some actual like house-made brown sugar syrup. No, it's Monin. It's Monin syrup. Oh boy. I see what they're going for. I do. You want a spiked punch. So you added the juices to make the sparkling wine seem punchy. But then you added brown sugar syrup to it. And something about brown sugar syrup just doesn't jive well with both the orange and cranberry juices. So it just tastes like overly sugary and weird. Now, I know this is the year of calling things that are weird, or people that act weird, weird. This is weird, and I don't love it. 2 out of 5 claws. Here we have the T Brooklyn Brewery Black Chocolate Stout. It is definitely black. Is it chocolate? Is it stout? Ooh, that's a chocolatey beer. Like not just a little bit of chocolatey, very chocolatey. It sort of helps with the bitterness that you get from a stout. Very drinkable. I think I want to pour this over my head if it wasn't so cold, obviously. I would give this a 4.25 out of 5 claws. I could have stood a 12 ounce of this.
This is the Cider Boys Apple Crumble Hard Cider. I'm excited for this one. Ooh. Yeah, it definitely reminds me of that apple crumble that you can get at Akershus. for breakfast. Oh my gosh, breakfast at Dr. Seuss is amazing. This is definitely taking me there. I'm here for it. I love it. I love the apple tang to it. A nice little cinnamon aftertaste too. I will give it 4 out of 5 beers.
We do these videos to help you. At the very least, watch these videos, come in the parks, and tell the friends it was your idea. We're completely okay with that. As long as you watch the video, and, you know, maybe tell a friend or 3 or 6. But either way, if you want anything cider related at a festival at EPCOT, Tangerine Cafe is probably always in a place to go. They always have an array of ciders, usually 2 or 3, and it's very rarely that they're all bad. I don't think we've ever come across a situation where they were all bad. Usually they're all pretty good. This apple crumble feels made for the holidays. Cider Boys has been sort of like making its way into these EPCOT festivals, and so far we like what they're putting out. Cheers. Ooh, it actually tastes like an apple crumble. Got the like apple sweetness to it. I like it. This is the kind of apple crumble I want you to serve me at dinner. It's a dessert. You're looking for them in a cup. 4.25 out of 5 claws. This delightful looking champagne of a cider is the Cranberry Raz. And with just cranberry, no other fancy things to present to me, I'm hoping that this is just simple, elegant, it's gonna rizz me up. The Riz Raz, if you will. Ooh. It's a deep cranberry, like that first taste of cranberry without the tart on the back end of cranberry. I kind of like that. I want to say it's like drinking cranberry sauce, but better. I'll give that 4.5 out of 5 claws.
The Ma Hot Bug. I feel like this is how I feel during the holidays. Usually, though sometimes like I'm not so much of a humbug. This year, I don't know. These food, these drinks, these beers.
Hello. Yep. Have a great day.
Oh my god. That is like, I just ate Christmas tree water. Or drank. I just drank Christmas tree water. That is absolutely disgusting. But if you like hoppy beers or IPAs, you might enjoy this. This is just, it's very hoppy. I'm glad I got a 6 ounce, but I would have taken a 2 ounce for the same price. It is a 2 out of 5 hops. Makes me feel Bah Hot Bug.
Bah Hot Bug. That is a name. You don't choose that name by chance, okay? You choose that name because you're trying to make a point. What that point is, I have no idea. But if you know, you come tell me first. Of course, I got to drink it first. It is an IPA. So there are certain expectations come along with that, I suppose. Wow. That tastes like the little water sitting at the bottom of your Christmas tree stand. Yeah. That is, it's like dragging your tongue over like a AstroTurf rug. This is the kind of IPA you buy your friend who claims that IPA is like the best beer ever and tell them if they make a face, they got to buy the next round at the next booth. If they make a face, you can thank me. And you owe me a like for that. That's a 2 out of 5 claws. That is not my jam. Here we have the Three Daughters Eggnog White Porter. This thing is neither white nor is it porting me anywhere. But it smells fine. I mean, how bad could it be, right? This is like a porter, really. It's a standard porter. I'm not really getting eggnog or anything from that. It's just a dark, portery drink. Not really bitter. It's smoother than most, but if I got to pick between this and the IPA, I pick this. I give this 3 out of 5 plus.
A Prosecco. It's always nice to have a Prosecco here. Cheers. It tastes like the beginnings of a mimosa. I love it. I'm here for it. It's nice and bubbly. It might go well with the other Italian eats, but it doesn't. I give it 3.5 out of 5 Prosecco's. It's nice on its own, but do not try to pair it with anything else at the Italy stand, because that's just a fool's errand.
Prosecco. Because if you're coming to Italy and you're not getting Prosecco, what else are you doing in your life? What are you going to drink? An Italian margarita? Probably. Sambuca? Probably. Limoncello? All better things. But here we do as the Italians do. Bubbly, crisp. That'll do. It makes for a nice pairing, but memorable, it is not. This is a festival of holidays. I want like cranberries. I want mistletoe hovering over. I want something. You just pour me some bubbly in a glass. I am disappointed, but it's okay. 3.25 out of 5 plus.
The Cider Boys Caramel Apple Cider. I am excited for this one again. This was a good one last year, so cheers. Oh, oh my gosh. I might not be able to have Disney caramel apples anymore, but I can certainly drink one, and it is fire. That is a 5 out of 5. That is a Princessities item. If you're looking for a nice dessert beer, this is the one for you. Plus, Refreshment Outpost always does full-size beers, so you don't have to worry about those tiny little or, you know, mid-sized beers. You get your money's worth.
I'll admit, I don't care for caramel apples. I think they're more work than they're worth. They're too messy, too sticky. An apple is something I can have in my hand and eat. Even when they're on the stick, I do not love them, you know? I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just, I liked other treats as a child. I like fruit by themselves. I don't like a lot of things on my fruit. Probably don't like a lot of things on my pancakes. I'm just not a candied fruit kind of person, you know what I mean? But in a beverage, you have my interest. Yeah. That is a caramel apple, strong caramel. Right at the front. The sweet of the apple, very drinkable. And a nice, tall glass of deliciousness, as is standard for the Refreshment Outpost. This is a tasty one. Even though there are a lot of new beers, do not sleep on the ciders. I would give this one 4.25 out of 5 plus. Going down the rabbit hole with the Disney treats, you have a creme brulee beer. Dark Boy. Creme brulee is a specialty dessert. Seeing that in a beer, I am indeed intrigued. I don't really get creme brulee from that. I'm not even sure I get brulee. It's got an odd flavor. And mind you, I haven't had a ton of creme brulees, but I've had enough on this channel. I don't recognize that flavor. Which is not to say it tastes bad. It's okay. Just, I'm not getting creme brulee from that. 3 out of 5 plus.
So here we have the mezcal drink of the year, and I'm always down for a good mezcal. It tastes like something you can get at La Cava. I feel like I have had something very similar to this at La Cava before, but it was stronger because it was from La Cava. I'm not mad at it. It's like it's more on the tart than the sweet, so I would say it's like a 4 out of 10 on the sweetness scale, so it's just the right amount. It's not smoky like you would expect from a mezcal, it's just smooth. So I will give it a 3.5 out of 5 margaritas.
Here we have Mexico's holiday margarita. It's got Dos Hombres Mezcal and tequila. The Dos Hombres Mezcal is Bryan Cranston and Aaron Paul's tequila. You'll see them pop up here from time to time in La Cava showing off their mezcal, but it's got some cranberry juice, some other juices, and a little sprig of rosemary. We're glad it's small. These are like baby Christmas trees in the drinks. Sometimes they can put an eye out. Ooh. Nice and smoky. Sort of like helps balance out the sweetness of all the other juices in it, so it doesn't just feel like a syrupy cocktail. It's got some nice balance to it. Very drinkable. This is one of the few drinks that makes me wish they sold a taller size of the cocktails at the booth. But that'd probably be fairly dangerous. I'd give this one 4.25 out of 5 claws. This is about to be a really bad time. Every once in a while, you've come across something here at one of the festivals, not just festival holidays, where you look at the ingredients and it's like, I'm probably not gonna like that. But if we only tried things that we like, this wouldn't be much of a review channel now, would it? We have Trombo Blanco tequila with guava and coconut cream in here. There's coconut water in here as well. And you have a toasted coconut rim. I need to stir it, but I don't have a straw or anything to stir it with. So I feel like I'm just gonna take a really big drink and hope that it goes down well. It's not gonna go down well. You know, there's so much guava in this margarita that honestly, I don't even taste the coconut until I get to the rim. Coconut water, completely overshadowed by how much of that guava cream is in there. But it is a very creamy margarita. It is vegan. The princess just hates coconut, so none for her. You need to like coconut, but it's not as coconut forward as I thought it was gonna be. It's a good drink. Just make sure that you stir it first. Do not take a bigger gulp as I just took. I would give it 3.25 out of 5 claws.
The 5 golden rings. So we're always looking for that partridge in the pear tree. This is the new beer here at the Melekaliki Maka stand. That is not what I expected to be. It's almost like an apple cider beer, which is weird and interesting, and I like it. And it's like Christmas on the islands. I'll give it a 4 out of 5 beers.
So here at the Melekaliki Mai Tai, the Hawaiian holiday, here at the Melekaliki Maha, we have the Melekaliki Kalimaka kitchen, holiday kitchen. Still butchering it.
Melekaliki Maka. Melekaliki Maka.
Maliki Mahi.
Meleke.
Meleka. Hawaiian holiday kitchen. Cannot resist a little bit of taste of Christmas on the islands, be it a beverage or some food. This time we're trying the 5 golden rings because if you're gonna do it anyway, we'll do it golden. Ooh, that is like, you're just barely a beer at that point. That level of sweetness. If you like sweet beers, this is for you. I don't know that I could drink a whole 12 ounce of this. It's good, but far too juicy than beer for me. No, it tastes kind of weedy. I guess I don't mind it, but 6 is probably my limit as far as the ounceage. I give it 3 out of 5 claws. Next up for this holiday kitchen, we have the Melon Breeze. We have Dole pineapple juice, lime juice, and then melon juice, and then Sailor Jerry rum. Sailor Jerry rum is one of my favorites. I actually have a tattoo based on Sailor Jerry that probably nobody on this channel have seen or probably ever seen. The OGs have probably seen it, but I'm not telling you where, like, ever. Don't worry, it's no place to embarrass. I like my secrets. Whew, that's a lot of melon. A lot of pineapple. But you would hate this. It's way too much pineapple. And it's like it's almost like it's just like a honeydew melon almost, mixed with pineapple. But it's very sweet. The rum is there, but just barely. But it is a tasty cocktail. If you like your cocktails with more tail than the other thing, this is for you. Give it 4 out of 5 plus. So we've come, and I now feel the holiday spirit running through my veins and looking for it.
I will say the most new items that we had were the drinks, and not all of them were great.
A lot of beers this year. A whole lot of dark, heavy beers.
A lot of beers and ciders, and a lot of them did not agree with my stomach, which required us to come over more days than we usually do.
Yes. But we know that obviously drinking is not the number one priority for most people, but we want to make sure that you spend your Disney dollars in the best way possible for you. So if there's anything that you liked or anything that you think we missed, by all means let us know in the comments below. If there's anything else you see us do, that will always be the place to find us. Hit the notification bell if you want to see other videos like this, and
we have new videos 5 days a week: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday.
We will see you soon.
Be sure to subscribe and like this video. And if you don't comment, I'm gonna drink alone.
Don't let her do that. But you heard the girl.